up, everybody? Going downtown to Johnny Air Cargo. Got another box to go down for international delivery. This one feels pretty heavy. I figured out that I've said this before in the videos, if I can help out some other KLR riders with the maximum amount of weight that you can hold on a KLR is approximately about, I'd say about 50 pounds max. Anything more than that, and you're risking the destruction of the subframe. Yeah, the subframe wouldn't be able to handle it anything more than 50 pounds. So I take these boxes because they go to, my wife does live selling in Philippines and US, and she does this live selling, and then they order, and then we ship it international shipping. You know, I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna take West End just to try it, because she said, my wife was saying it's better to just take this. Yeah, my wife was saying that you should take West End. It'd be faster. So I'm gonna try it, because I'd usually take Broadway down to 56th Street, and then I cross over. See how it goes taking this down. I mean, it looks a lot clearer traffic wise, but looks so deceiving, because when you get down to the left side over here, there's the Lincoln Tunnel, but it's early enough where there shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, what I was saying about the subframe, I load boxes on here, but I found out, like, the XR maximum you can put on that is like 45 pounds. That's it, and that's not. I just basically have a Pelican box with some metal supports bolted into the subframe, but it's not perfect. The KLR has a rack already sold with the bike. You know, it comes stock like that. It's pretty good. It can handle 50 pounds, no problem. But you start to see some stressing going on when you get more than that. It definitely gets to be too much on the subframe. You know, those subframe bolts, they can handle just so much. I mean, and with the potholes here and everything, I would assume 50 pounds is exceeding. I don't know. I haven't read the manual in a while to see what the weight limit is for the KLR according to the manual. But I would imagine 50 pounds is way beyond what they have it spec'd for. Because they're not going to tell you 50 pounds when it can't handle 55. You know, they're going to tell you 35 when it can handle 55. Yeah, and I don't know what happened to the KLR last night, but I was in the Bronx and I got stranded. I went to go start it, and as soon as I hit the starter button, it just blanked right out. And I thought it was the battery, but I took the terminals out, re-terminated them. Fuel line got broken when I was doing it, you know, taking off the gas tank. I had to take the gas tank on the side of the road. Pretty bad, actually. I would think spark plug on the KLR is actually quite difficult to change. Because the spark plug on the KLR, you got to take the gas tank off, unless you have some kind of special adapter elbows and stuff. But it's not going to be easy. And this is not bad coming past the Javits Center. During this time of day, there's not much going on here. So I think my wife is actually right. Take West End and just take it straight down. Straight south. Yeah, so I like the KLR because you can fix it on the side of the road. That's one good thing. So I had an extra spark plug with me, and I popped it in there and took the gas tank off. I had some extra fuel line with me, so it was okay. It wasn't bad. In the long run, it all worked out, but I was there on the side of the road for a couple hours, and it was cold as hell. So, it wasn't fun, but it is what it is, you know. So here, you're better off just starting to cut across here, because at 23rd there, you're going to be forced to turn. gotta get a little air in my shield this time. Alright. It's actually warm enough now where it's not too bad. Today's actually cold though, it's 32. So, but I have no idea what happened to this KLR last night. I didn't actually narrow down what happened. I just started fixing shit left and right. And that was it. I don't know exactly what happened. But normally, when you hit the starter button and the bike just dies completely, it's because of the battery doesn't have enough amps, and there's a bad cell in the battery, so it just basically kills all lights on the bike. It's like you blew a fuse. You think you did anyway, but normally that's a permanent thing. Normally that just would happen, and then you'd be stuck with that. But that's not what happened to me, because the battery was reading good voltage. I didn't do any kind of amperage testing on it, but I did voltage testing. It was good. And then what I did was I went up to Harlem because I have the other bike stored, and I figured, let me just see if I can't get this thing started back up. I didn't want to shut it off once I got it running. And this morning I thought maybe it wasn't going to start. I went outside and it started right up. So I hope I'm not dealing with a gremlin. But the battery is fine. I don't know if a bad cell in a battery can jump around. Well, I'd love to hear from some other riders if you've experienced that. Because normally when I've had a bad cell in a battery, it was very clear. Like it would happen, and that would be the end of it. Like if I had a bad cell in a battery, which I've encountered before, like you go to hit the starter button, and all the lights die on the bike, everything just goes dead. And then you check all your fuses and you're good to go. So I don't know what the deal is. I hope I'm not dealing with gremlins, because I use this bike for work, and dealing with gremlins can be very costly here in New York. I have AAA, I have all that, but they don't cover here in Manhattan. So, Manhattan's a special place, and if you leave your bike, the other problem is I work in the Bronx, I work all over the city. If you leave this bike, even if it's not running, if you leave it somewhere because you can't get someone to pick you up, you probably come back and it's gone. And that's the scary thing, because damn, that was a big hole. Holy crap, that was bad. That was enough to bend a rim. Here we are at 14th Street, so actually it's not bad. I think I would go that way again. I think I actually would. So thanks, Lacey, for telling me about a good way, because she said, I don't think you should be taking the way you're going. I saw your videos and it looks terrible. She said you're fighting heavy traffic, you're skimming through the streets like a maniac. She said just take take 14th Street across. That's interesting. KLR650. It looks, you know, I hate to say it, I looked at that bike in Florida, and it looked cheap to me. Versus 300, whatever. It looked kind of cheap. I was not a fan. Just the plastics and everything, it looked like something that would just fall apart. But you know what? That bike parked in Manhattan probably would not get stolen. They honestly would not want it. The bikes that you need to watch out for in Manhattan are fuel injected, carbureted, not too much electronics, and Duros. They just steal the shit out of them here because they use them with no plate. They'll just drive around forever on it until the city picks it up for something. It won't be a cop. It would just be parking it somewhere, and the city does like a big enforcement thing, and they'll just tow all bikes. And actually, when they do that, they snag thousands of regular people. Like when they did a mass enforcement, they towed and took my bike up in Harlem, and basically I wasn't doing anything wrong, but they just towed my bike because it was locked to something, and basically they'll just get away with what they'd say is that you locked to something, so we're just going to tow your bike. And they tow thousands of bikes. Like I saw so many riders that they, with the yellow crayon on their tank, because they've been towed with the plate number. And basically, I was screwed. They took my bike, charged me $375. I'm sorry. And that was the end of that. You know, they took the bike, but you can get the bike back if you have legal title to the bike.